Hey everybody, my name is David. I'm a second year medical science student here at Western University, and today I'll be showing you guys a day in the life, COVID edition. So it's currently 1:22 a.m. I'm just getting some work done. I'm very nocturnal, so you see a lot of very dark lighting here. One other thing, I'm a resident at Delaware Hall. This is my second year in residence. I'm actually a peer mentor this year. We call them SOFs at Western. So basically, we help the frosh sort of adjust and transition into university and just cater to anything that they need. So here I'm just catching up on some genetics work. We usually get about one lecture that's about 3 hours long each week, and they're asynchronous, which means we can just do them at our own pace, which is really good because you can rewatch the lectures, and it's really useful to not miss anything. Alright, so I just did a little bit of genetics, and now I'm going to be moving on to my next course, anatomy. Anatomy is probably one of my most interesting courses this semester. It's probably also one of my hardest courses this semester. It's really interesting because we're given case studies instead of just regurgitation questions. So for example, a typical lecture on the heart, we'd be talking about pulmonary and systemic circulation. So basically how the heart pumps blood around the body, which vessels carry blood towards the heart, which vessels carry blood away from the heart. We'd also be tackling some case studies. So for example, someone undergoes a 22-hour bus ride to Florida to just enjoy some sun, and he stands up and he notices some swelling in his legs, but he passes it off as nothing. The next day he goes to the beach and he experiences some shortness of breath, some chest pains, some blood, and he's thinking he might have a heart attack, but in the hospital the doctors rule it out. What is going on? So in this case it would be a deep vein pulmonary embolism, which is basically a clog in our deep veins of the leg that travel up through our circulatory system into the lungs, where it now impairs lung function. Alright, so just finished with anatomy, and I'll probably just take a quick look at my calendar right now just to see what else I have planned for today. Especially with online school and a lot of things being asynchronous, it's pretty tough sometimes to keep track of everything. So I definitely find having an online calendar pretty helpful. And I also have a physical calendar right here, which I basically use to map out my next 2 weeks. And it's just sometimes helpful to fill in the check boxes in a handwritten format. And sometimes I'll just add extra check boxes with random stuff so I can have the satisfaction of checking them off. So next I'm going to tackle an epidemiology assignment that I have. So these are really interesting. They give you a research paper. This one's pretty long. It's about 18 pages, but normally they're about 5-6 pages. And a set of guiding questions that you have to answer based on the research paper. So Epidemiology 2200 at Western is actually really interesting. They give you a lot of sort of case studies of different research papers that have been published in the past. We sometimes analyze the strengths and weaknesses of these papers, but most times we talk about the study design and what are some of the strengths of certain study designs and when would we use certain study designs over other study designs. So epidemiology and biostatistics is a pretty small program at Western. It's a specialization of the med-sci degree. So basically in your first 2 years you take the same courses as everyone else in the program, and in your third and fourth year you specialize into an area that you're really interested in. So that's epi for me. And so I'm not currently in the module because I can only enter the module in third year, but I've heard from other people it's around 15 to 30 people, so very small, but it's nice because you actually get to sort of develop personal connections with your professors and your TAs. And if you're ever interested in research or anything, you can definitely leverage that network to help you get a research position. So Wednesday's a pretty light day for me. I'm pretty much done on my lectures. I have a bunch of free time, so I'll probably go on a run or read a book or something. And I thought I'd show you guys around. So this is what a double room looks like in Delaware. Very spacious, and even though it's a double room, I don't have a roommate because of the COVID guidelines. Only one person is allowed living in each room, regardless of the size, which is pretty awesome because I get both beds, which I basically stack together, as well as an extra study table, which I basically just use as a snack shack. Alright, so it's about 4 a.m. right now. It's getting pretty late, so I'll probably go to sleep soon. But before I go to sleep, I usually like to read a couple pages of a book I really enjoy. So I'm currently reading Being Mortal by Atul Gawande. It's basically about how to age gracefully, how to make the most out of our time here, and on more of an existential note, how to face mortality. I'm really enjoying this book right now. I highly recommend it. The Checklist Manifesto by Atul Gawande is also a really great book. And along those lines, I also really enjoyed Mountains Beyond Mountains, which was a biography written about Paul Farmer, who is a physician that played a massive role in eradicating, or I guess not eradicating, but sort of mitigating the AIDS epidemic in Haiti and other socioeconomically disadvantaged regions. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm clearly not an experienced YouTuber. I'm literally recording with my phone here, and for some reason, there's this really bright light on the bottom half of my face. So I'll hopefully get that fixed for future videos. But thank you guys so much for your attention again. And if you ever have any video suggestions, because I really don't know how this YouTube thing works, feel free to just drop them in the comments or hit me up on LinkedIn.